What up YouTube? So this is going to be the second back test of the day, and just want to, it's mad how my confidence fluctuates, but yeah, literally this time yesterday I was like confident, and then after that I was unconfident and all that kind of shit. But at the moment, guess what, I'm confident again. So I want to talk through what I'm looking for here. So everything I'm looking at, I'm trying to look at in the terms of accumulation, manipulation, distribution lens. So for example, this here on the monthly chart would be an accumulation between that high, because we made a couple highs and lows inside of it. We manipulated below the accumulation and we distributed back into the accumulation. So for that reason, my next draw on liquidity overall is going to be that high. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Same again on this monthly chart here. We've accumulated, come below a lot of lows, and now we should manipulate back into that area. So with that being said, on the daily chart, this should be a protected low until we at least hit this high or somewhere thereabouts. So that's kind of what I go for, but then obviously I'm trading on the 1 minute time frame, so that as a draw on liquidity makes absolutely 0 sense for now. So what I do is go for some closer targets like that, because I'm bullish. Even this should be a protected low, because look, we took that low here, that low here, that low took it and broke structure. So we should, even though we have already hit like the accumulation high, which is that or that, I still think that we should keep going higher. So anyway, with that being said, we've got equal lows here, so I feel like that should go. Don't think that's reached its capacity yet. Why is this going crazy for? Got too many things open and all. But yeah, I think that low should be next, because look again, accumulation, manipulation, and we distribute back into this low. That was just the last back test I was looking at anyway, so let's move on to this next day. So we did take that low. Okay, cool. So what are we looking at overall? We're looking at a higher time frame target, bullish. So we've got a gap here. I'll bear these things in mind. So I do need targets as well, but like for example, look at this accumulation. If this distributes and closes strong back inside of this gap, then this high is next, because look, we took liquidity, we've manipulated below this low, so we should be distributing back into that high, into this area. So that is my bias, but unfortunately I've got to wait like maybe 30 minutes. Actually, I won't have to wait the whole hour, but yeah, I'm gonna have to wait 30 minutes for that closure. For now, let's see if we can just catch something on a lower time frame with the idea of that same thing. So when I do have a middle time frame target like this would be like the overall session target, then this is where I need to be like, okay, I'm not going to counter trend that. So if I'm bullish, and even though it hasn't confirmed yet, I'm still in my head, I'm thinking we should be going higher. I don't really want to look for shorts unless this like smaller market structure starts changing. So for now, if there was like a 1 minute short, like I don't know, this for example, here's a little accumulation here, we come back, distribute above it, manipulate above it, and then we could distribute below. I don't think we will, but we could. I don't think I would take that at this point. Okay, so we do. Am I going to just ignore everything I just said? Because that could work. Having said that, we're not delivering off anywhere. We are actually a 5-minute delivery. So, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have this as a new target for now. But I'm not going to take that as an actual trade because it is counter trend. But if we get another accumulation manipulation, then I'll take that. Okay, so this is interesting. We shouldn't be coming back to this low if this is the true manipulation. If that's the true manipulation area, then this should hold. So if this low gets taken, then yeah, that's not a good sign. Alright, cool. So this is also the same thing with accumulation. Sometimes we manipulate above to come and manipulate below. We'll snatch both sides. So I still would potentially look for a long here if it gives it. Looks like we're accumulating again. This, okay, I changed my mind now. If this comes and snatches this low after accumulating like that, then I will still take it. I kind of want it to do that now. I think it will. Will it? Okay, so we snatched that low. Are we going to distribute back into that area? Because now this should be our accumulation. So let's see if we go back into that, but we've got to go back into there strong. Okay, we don't. So I think my bias might be wrong. I should potentially still be looking for shorts. So for what reason would we be looking short? We've hit 50% now. So I don't think any of that matters. But I am not very. I'm basically not too excited in getting in this now because that should have gone in there if that was my true area. We could still turn around strong and come back into this area. This looks like an accumulation, but we look like we're manipulating quite far away from that now. Oh, I spoke too soon. Could this be a move? Oh, it looks like we're pumping a bit. We need to see a strong closure as well. That's a big deal. The closure needs to be strong. Let's see, did it close? Alright, it did close, so let's say that we were in there. So I still believe that this was the manipulation area. 9.1, 9.6. And so we got in there. TP is going to be at this high, but we could go further. So that's my prediction for this trade. Nice V shape. I do think this should go. I'll wait for a pullback maybe. I didn't get a pullback. Alright, so I wouldn't be in this trade now because we did hit the target, which is the top of the accumulation. Still think we could go harder. I like this kind of slowed down here. Let's see if we get something back into this. If this gets violated now, then I would possibly just call it a day because obviously my bias is wrong. That should not get violated. I think it's gonna. that as an accumulation. Nah, could go, but it's a no from me. Oh yeah, I'll go to the next session. Start again. So, same thing, we're looking at this high. Should be nice actually, yeah, pull back, we're looking at this high. We're in a daily gap. We could still come this low and give a little fair value gap. We're in 50% of the range. Looks like we are accumulating a bit as well. Yeah, between this high and this low, we're accumulating a bit. So this could be good. Just kind of waiting to break out of that on a higher time frame. And if we're bullish, we should be breaking out a bit lower. We are also inverted that. We're just like, I'm trying to just spot accumulation, manipulation on all time frames here. So like for example, this is a mini one, accumulated, manipulated. We closed past that now, so we should technically distribute down towards this low using that. Look, because there's the accumulation high and low inside of that. So that accumulated high. I probably wouldn't have taken this. I wouldn't have expected this to be a move, but it is working, so yeah, we'd expect the rest of that low to go, I think. So yeah, let's keep just dropping and seeing if we can find anything. So again, my bias is lower. However, look, I've just spotted another looking kind of accumulation looking thing here. We've just taken liquidity below that low. Looking like we want to distribute back into it. Okay. Kind of glad that didn't come because I wouldn't have wanted to take that as a trade really. To counter. But yeah, okay, so we smashed that low. Now this is where I'd be looking for buys. Looking for a buy signal now. So again, we're in this accumulation area. If we can come back into that and invert it with confidence, then I would enter this trade with confidence. Maybe even this 15-minute. I like that we swept a lot of it as well. It's like a heavy, it's not just a couple pips, so we've come down like a good few pips below that area. Again, look, there's a mini accumulation there, this manipulation and distribution. That would be very, very early entry. That would be the jump in the gun entry, to be honest. But I think this could still go. It's pretty setting up pretty much for it. Alright, so we got a 5-minute. I am gonna still wait for this 15-minute because 5 minutes still has more gaps that we could reject off. Just like that. Okay, lucky I waited then. Alright, cool. So this could give us a 3-minute entry here. I would take this because we've kind of took out these pre-jumping early people. Don't know if it's gonna go without getting a pullback to a better price, but let's see. Ooh, this isn't looking great. I stopped out. Damn, I'd 100 get back in there. Get back in on that. I would have got in there, I've just pressed them too fast. TP, well, break even would be there because that's the accumulation high, but let's see, might get break even here. I think we're here 1 to 1. Okay, we got the 1 to 1. Now still waiting on this. So we got the 5 minute. Well, we didn't, but we did now. It's just annoying that this might shoot off without me now. But I mean, we got the whole accumulation range to eat up on this. So it's not the end of the world if it does shoot off. To be honest, could have got in on that 5 minute candle there. Probably I'm gonna get in on that 5 minute candle actually. And then this would just be a long trade that just let it ride out. I think. So I am in there taking that. Let's see, that 15 minute close, nice as well. So it's pretty much confirmed our bias. Now I could take more AMD moves here if they permit. For example, if we get a distribution back up there, could take that. So hang on. It's just a bit of a mess at the moment, so let me just move that to that side. Okay, I don't want to get too ahead of myself here, to be honest. It does look good, but I wouldn't take it. Just because there's a lot of gaps to fill. So maybe if we take some bigger liquidity. We haven't took that low yet, so I still wouldn't take this. Okay, so now if we distribute back into that range, I'd take this. For example, that, again I've skipped too far, but that would have been nice. Just because I've still got my bias higher, that would be the break even there. Still haven't hit break even yet. Okay, break even hit. I don't know where my TP would be, but maybe we got 1 to 1 there. Yeah, we did. This is really just messing around. Oh, very interesting. I did not see that coming. Oh, that's a fat move. $7.2. That should absolutely blast off now, I'm not gonna lie. Because we've come to all of that, ate up everything. This should just blast off. Yeah, just as I suspected, baby. So with the right nerves of steel, you could ride that all the way to 5, I reckon. Oh, outrageous. And look, it's just like all the time, if you're right, the manipulation low is never gonna get touched. It's protected. It's gonna come as close as it wants to it, but like even seeing that, like when you see the same thing inside of the manipulation leg, when you see it inside of it, it's even more powerful. It's like, oh shit, it's go time right now. To be honest, don't know if I'd have the balls to hold it that long, but it's a fucking good trade.